Hey guys, so WWE TLC 2015 happened tonight, and for the most part, it was a very entertaining show. A lot of the matches delivered and exceeded my expectations, and there were quite a few surprises throughout the night. So, the end result of TLC definitely makes Raw must-see TV for the next few coming weeks up until the Royal Rumble. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into the action. The first match was Sasha Banks taking on Becky Lynch on the kickoff show, and it was a solid match. I really enjoyed it. Sasha Banks ended up picking up the win over Becky Lynch, and personally, I have no idea what WWE plans to do with these two women. Sasha Banks remains the most over woman in the entire women's division, and Becky Lynch was kind of inserted into the Paige Charlotte feud for a little bit, but based on what happened later tonight, it seems that she might be actually inserted into it full time now, but I'll get into that later. And the first official match on the actual TLC card was the tag team title ladder match between the New Day, the Usos, and the Lucha Dragons, and this was the match of the night. It stole the show. The first official bout on the official TLC card, and it wowed everybody. It was incredible. There were a ton of cool spots, and it was so good. It was a match of the year candidate in my opinion, and it reminded me of my childhood when Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys threw down in some incredible TLC tag team ladder matches. It was up on that level, and personally, I hope that this three-way feud continues between these three teams up until at least WrestleMania, where they could perhaps have another tag team ladder match. This match was so good. It is definitely one you must see. And the New Day ended up retaining their belts after a pretty funny ending in which Xavier Woods came in and made the save. As Kalisto was climbing the ladder to get the belts, Woods threw his trombone at Kalisto and hit him, knocking him off the ladder, allowing the New Day to retain the belts. A fun match, a great match, and I hope that WWE continues this three-way feud between these three teams up at least until WrestleMania. The next match was a bit of a downer. Ryback versus Rusev. Nothing too special happened here. Rusev picked up the win following some flopping on Lana's part. It's continuing this weird story where Lana is apparently a victim of Ryback's attacks on accident, but WWE is continuing to drive this down our throats. I personally find the storyline to be kind of stupid, but it is what it is. Rusev was the winner here, and WWE looks like they're going to continue this Ryback vs. Rusev feud for a while. The next match was a chairs match for the U.S. title with Alberto Del Rio taking on Jack Swagger, and Zeb Coulter was not there. The short-lived Mex-America alliance between the two has thankfully come to an end because it was really dumb. Alberto Del Rio did pick up the win in an okay match. A chairs match is a really weird stipulation, I think, and for what it was, they managed to produce an okay match. So Del Rio picked up the win by pinning Swagger. He retains his U.S. title, and I guess WWE is going to continue this feud. Swagger, who had been missing for like a couple of years, just was randomly inserted into this feud. It made sense when Zeb Coulter was there, but Zeb Coulter wasn't even in the match, so I really have no idea what they're going to do. My guess is they're going to continue this for a little bit until the Royal Rumble, when maybe Cena makes an appearance and challenges Del Rio for a rematch for the U.S. title, because as you may remember, Del Rio defeated Cena for the U.S. title before Cena went on this little hiatus. After that was the tables elimination match between the Wyatts and Team ECW. This was a fun match. In my opinion, the Wyatts definitely needed to beat Team ECW here. They had lost to The Undertaker and Kane and had been basically made to look like jobbers, in my opinion, to The Undertaker and Kane. So getting a win over the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino should definitely help them going forward. I don't think that this is the end, as the Wyatts really have nobody to feud with. They're a big foursome in WWE, and Team ECW is the only other foursome that they can feud with, so WWE might continue this for a little bit. At least that's what I think. After that was the Intercontinental Championship match between Kevin Owens and my boy Dean Ambrose, and this was a very solid match, great match. Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose worked really well in the ring together, and it showed tonight. And in the end, Dean Ambrose, Cincinnati's own Lunatic Fringe, finally gets a big pay-per-view win. He defeats Kevin Owens by reversing the pop-up powerbomb, pinned him to the mat for a 1-2-3, and wins the Intercontinental title, and he got a great pop from the crowd. It was like an eruption of hands and cheers going into the air once the ref's hand hit the mat for the 3 count. So Dean Ambrose gets the Intercontinental title. I believe it's his second singles title in WWE. You may remember he had the U.S. title a couple years ago. So it should be interesting to see what Dean Ambrose does with the Intercontinental title, as it finally looks like WWE may be giving a push, putting some legitimate stock into him. I'm really happy about this. He is my favorite wrestler, and as I do like Owens though, but when you're going up against Dean Ambrose, I'm always going to pick Ambrose all the time. So really happy that Ambrose got the win here, and I would love to see this feud continue. These two work really well in the ring together, and I think that they're only scratching the surface with what Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose can do when they are paired up together. After that was the women's title match between Paige and Charlotte. Charlotte was the winner. This was weird. Paige, for the past few weeks, had been a heel. Charlotte just kind of recently and randomly turned into a heel. She's becoming more and more like Ric Flair, which I think is kind of a problem. Before that, she was just kind of a generic Ric Flair carbon copy, but now WWE is adding fuel to this fire by really trying to push her as Ric Flair's carbon copy. Charlotte was your winner, and then after the match, they had a weird interaction with Becky Lynch, where Becky Lynch said she was happy that Charlotte, or was glad that Charlotte was the champion instead of Paige, but it looks like WWE may be inserting Becky Lynch into this feud between Charlotte and Paige, perhaps a triple threat between Team PCB at the Royal Rumble. I don't really know. WWE has really messed up this women's revolution they've been promoting. It's in disarray in my opinion, and they really need to get their act together and fix it. Personally, I'd like to see Sasha Banks be inserted into this feud. She is the most over woman in the entire division, so I don't get why WWE is not capitalizing on it. That's a missed opportunity by WWE in my opinion. After that was the final match of the night, the WWE Championship Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match between Sheamus and Roman Reigns. And it started out slow, but it picked up in the end, and it was a pretty decent match. It looked like Reigns was going to win. I was hoping Reigns would win because I personally find Sheamus pretty boring as WWE Champion, but Reigns did not get the win thanks to interference from the League of Nations, mainly just Del Rio and Rusev. I didn't see I didn't see Wade Barrett out there, just Rusev and Del Rio. They assisted Sheamus in retaining the title. Then after the match, this is where I'd become the most interested in Roman Reigns' character ever since his days with the Shield. Based on what happened after this match, he speared all 3 members of the League of Nations in there, started beating the crap out of Sheamus, and then Triple H and a bunch of officials came out. Stephanie McMahon came out. They tried to break up the fight, and after they got Sheamus out of the ring, Roman Reigns just unleashed hell upon Triple H. Beat the crap out of him, powerbombed him onto an announce table, dropped an elbow onto him through the announce table, and then later, when it looked like Reigns was going to walk out and they were helping Triple H out of the arena, Roman Reigns came running back down the ramp and speared Triple H onto the floor. It was pretty cool, and it seemed like the crowd in Boston, which was kind of giving mixed reactions throughout the night, they got behind Reigns, and it looks like WWE has finally realized how to use Roman Reigns. 2 years ago, when he was still with the Shield and he was just the silent butt kicker that he was, WWE loved him. If you remember the Royal Rumble, it was him and Batista. Fans were actually cheering for Roman Reigns to win. He was cool. And cool, badass kind of guy. And it looks like WWE is going back to that formula, and I am a huge supporter of it. That's what I thought Reigns should have been the entire time, not John Cena 2.0. And I'm glad WWE is going back to that, or so it seems at least. But what I don't know is what they're going to do with Roman Reigns and Sheamus now. It looks like Roman Reigns and Triple H may be heading into a program that could possibly culminate at WrestleMania. And if that's the case, then what are they going to do with Sheamus? Are they still going to have him battle it out with Roman Reigns for a little bit until Sheamus drops the belt to Reigns? I really have no idea. Because if Reigns goes on Triple H, Sheamus really has nothing to do. But if Reigns beats Sheamus for the title and ends up ending the program with Triple H, is the title going to be on a line between Triple H and Roman Reigns? Or perhaps Triple H brings back Brock Lesnar to face Roman Reigns? I have no idea. So definitely make sure you watch Raw the next few weeks leading up to the Royal Rumble to answer these questions. It was a fun night to be a WWE fan. The ladder match was awesome. Ambrose versus Owens was awesome. The TLC match between Sheamus and Reigns was good. The ending between Reigns and Triple H was awesome. So definitely check this out, at least for the tag team title ladder match. That was incredible. And yeah, so that is my thoughts on WWE TLC 2015. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel by clicking that button. Follow me on Twitter at Cincy Fan Zone. I live tweet during Raw and WWE pay-per-views as well as sporting events like mainly Reds games and Bengals games. And check out my website at cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. Every video on my YouTube channel is up over there, as well as a bunch of posts. I write a lot of wrestling posts, bobblehead posts, sports posts. Got autographs up there, bobbleheads up there. There's a lot of content up on my website, so if you want to get the full Cincy Fan Zone experience, check that out. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.